Good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Troy Fullerton, and tonight I want to talk about a curious difference between Spanish and English. If you know even a smattering of Spanish by now, you've probably learned that the verb to have is translated in Spanish by tener, right? Well, almost always, but not always. There are some major differences between the verb tener and the verb to have. Usually, there is no difference until there is. Here's one of those differences. In English, we often use the verb to have as a verb of consumption. I'm going to have a piece of pie. You might say at a restaurant when somebody's looking at the menu, what are you going to have? You might say to a waiter, can I have a straw? Or can I have a glass of milk? We wouldn't use the verb tener for any of those in Spanish. Why? Well, because the verb tener, unlike its counterpart in English, to have, is never a verb of consumption. When I say to have, it could mean more than one thing, believe it or not. In Spanish, tener has to do with to have, like to have and to keep, or to have and to hold. So imagine how silly you'd sound if you were to say to the waiter, ¿Puedo tener un popote? Can I have a straw? In Central America, una pajilla. So what do we say instead? If I can't say can I have, just like puedo tener, what can I say? Well, you can say me trae, will you bring me? You can say quisiera, I'd like to have. And we even say me regala, which means will you give me, but it sounds like you're saying will you give it to me as a gift, even though we know good and well we're going to pay for it when we pay our check going out the door. But this is one curious example here. If I'm sitting in a restaurant and I'm saying, what are you going to have? In Spanish, it's going to come out, ¿Qué vas a comer? What are you going to eat? I just simply choose a different verb. If this is curious to you and you want to learn more about this kind of thing, because there are a lot of these kinds of things, I'd invite you to join Bilingual Barrier Busters for inexpensive language lessons that you can do on your own terms, with all of the videos, all of the materials, all of the exercises provided for you, including a community that you can have access to 24/7. Meanwhile, if you like this video, I'd invite you to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, leave a comment.